So another videos for you guys, and now we're gonna take a look on the new Malaysian aircraft. We have two new aircraft, starting with the SU-30 MKM. Not the only SU-30 that apparently will be added, because there is one that isn't added to the game yet, which is the MKK, and was already in the change log, right? But we have some pretty interesting things before that to show on the Malaysian SU-30. Guys, this aircraft is amazing, I gotta say. And honestly, the Japanese mains are gonna be happy probably about this, because this is better than the Russian SU-30 SM. And you're gonna know why very soon. So guys, here we have an SU-30 that is very similar to the SU-30 SM, right? Although the engines don't feel like they are thrust vectoring now, I don't think. It doesn't feel like it. They will be, okay? This is the FP version of their engines, so it will have thrust vectoring. The radar, as you can see, it's a clear PESA radar, so very fast, very, capable, of course. As you can see, can detect targets, identify the targets, and of course, also you have the canards that help a lot. As you can see, you have the canards there, so you can do some crazy maneuvers, even very heavy like this. You can do some pretty interesting maneuvers. Oh my god, lose the speed, please, lose the speed. Yeah, there you go. See, you can do some pretty amazing cobras and stuff. So very, very cool. And also, guys, you have some pretty interesting things, like for example, the RVVSD. The RVVSD, guys, is the R77-1 for export. So the Malaysians are using that. Not only that, they are using, as you can see, the KH-38MTE, which is the export model of the KH-38, which in the game will be probably the same. So yeah, the Japanese are the second nation now to have the KH-38. So not only you have to be careful with the Russians, now the KH-38s will be messing with you with the Japanese. You have a different pod from the Russians, which is the Damocles. As you can see, it's a pretty good pod. I mean, it's not the it's just different, but it's very similar to some of the ones that we have in the game. So let me just turn here to check it out, the actual resolution of it. It is a pretty modern pod. It is the one that, if I'm not mistaken, it is used on the what's it called, the Rafale, right? So yeah, as you can see, pretty good zoom, pretty good system overall for you to actually destroy everything with the KH-38, which is pretty crazy, right? Another thing that he has, you can see the cockpit, similar cockpit, I mean, the same cockpit as the SU-30 SM for now. I don't know if it's going to be changed or not. So overall, very similar to the SM with the difference of the Damocles. But that's not the only difference, guys. We actually have, if you take a look, a proper MOS. So let me actually change it up a little bit here. So we are flying near the AAs over here, and you're gonna check it out. You can see the antenna right on top of the aircraft there, and on other places as well. You can see it on the nose, down, below the nose, on the sides there. You can see that there are plenty of antennas there, and you can see that it has a actual MAWS, a missile approach warning system. So it's something that the SU-30 doesn't have. Look at this. Auto deploy flares or chaff. It chooses the correct type of countermeasure as well. In this case, of course, it doesn't detect any type of, how it works is basically that if it detects a radar warning together with a missile launch from the MAWS, it will actually deploy chaff. If it doesn't detect a radar warning, it will actually deploy flares. So it has automatic deployment of flares and chaff, and it chooses what type of those it will be actually fired, which is insane. You gotta be careful with that, because it doesn't have a lot of countermeasures. So you gotta be really, really careful with that, because it will deploy a lot of flares and chaff. I mean, look at this. Oh, it's deploying both, actually. I don't know if it has the choice, but at least it has a MAWS, right? So it is pretty interesting. So it is better than the SU-30 SM because it has these MAWS, right? Of course, you gotta remember the Damocles pod is a different pod, right? I gotta check if the Damocles is better than the T220. If you know, let me know in the comments. But it is a pretty good pod no matter what, right? Both of them are pretty good. So yeah, as you can see, you can have anything with this thing, man. I mean, Cabs, KH-29s, 38s, the U-Pobs, you know, it's just Grom 2s, everything. Everything that you want. And of course, like I said, you can carry 12 R-77-1s and 14 missiles total with the R-73. So, amazing aircraft for the Japanese. It's pretty crazy. But this aircraft is not coming alone for the Malaysians, right? If you see right here, you can check it out. We have a second one. So they added a mini subtree for Malaysia over here. And the other aircraft is the F-18D. So the F-18D, guys, is the exact same as the F-18C in a general sense, right? The main difference is that, of course, it is heavier due to a second place over here. It looks amazing. I mean, this is the second best looking F-18 in my opinion. It only loses for the F-18F in my opinion because I love the B-placed F-18s, but this is my personal opinion. Of course, it has the 402 engine, so 80 kilonewtons each, very powerful engine, and it does use the APG-73, right? With that in mind, of course, it is very, very similar to the C late model. As you can see, you can take the M120C5s, you can take the Sparrow Ps, and M120Bs as well, of course with the AIM-9L and AIM-9M. Uses the ATFLIR pod, the same as the, I don't know, depends on the Hornet, right? But the Super Hornet as well. You can have some advanced paveways like the eGBU-24B over here. You have normal GBUs as well. You have JDAMs. It's not as modern as some of the other vehicles, but I mean, look at this, man. You have the GBU-62 laser JDAM, the same one that it's in many aircraft, including the Super Hornet, right? Which is great. You have Maverick Gs. So overall, guys, it is a pretty good aircraft, right? Let me do an actual payload over here of an air-to-ground. It looks a little bit better, right? I mean, I'm gonna take the ATFLIR. I'm gonna take an M120C because I want to do... I mean, I can take the B, right? It doesn't matter. It's just to show to you guys. Here, honestly, the Mavericks are just amazing. So I'm gonna take Mavericks. You can take the APKWS as well, which is pretty good. And let's fly the thing because look at this skin, man. Oh, this skin is... It's tasty, right? It really is. I love these darkish colors. In an F-18, it just looks amazing, right? So, yeah, as you can see, we have a cockpit already, which is pretty good. It has the second place right there, so pretty good. Of course, it's less modern than the Super Hornet, around the same modernicity as the normal Hornet C model. Look at this. It's so... it's a copy-paste pretty much, but with a second place right there. But it looks pretty cool, and it's a very different aircraft if you really look into it, right? And yeah, guys, overall, it will be pretty much the same. As you see, it doesn't have a lot of countermeasures, just like some of the other vehicles that we see with the Hornet badge, right? You still have your beloved Mavericks, which is a very good missile. The greatest missile ever compared to the KH-38. But, of course, it has a lower BR. It's a 14.0, while the SU-30 MKM is a 14.3, right? And, of course, you have the normal APG-73. So, amazing aircraft. I really love this thing just because of the looks, actually. And I don't know, guys, it's controversial, isn't it? Having Thailand, Malaysia being added to Japan. But let me know in the comments what you think, because honestly, if it helps the country, I don't mind too much as long as it's trying to be unique. So for example, these two aircraft, they are copy-paste, but they have their uniqueness. You know, like this one has a second place. We never had the F-18D being added to the game, so it's a new aircraft technically, right? Although it's a copy-paste, it is a fun copy-paste because it's a bit different. And the SU-30 MKM, although I think it's kind of weird that the MKM, the Malaysian SU-30, will be better than the Russian one, it is still pretty cool to have a difference there with the MALs, right? And the Damocles pod. So yeah, the controversial part, indeed, it is the KH-38s, but, you know, you tell me if it is controversial or not. I know that I love this F-18, and it will probably be one of the first aircraft that I get just because of this cockpit. I love it so much. So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I see you guys on the next one, and these are the two new Malaysian aircraft, a semi-copy-paste that I think it's very cool to show. See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure to be a patron or a member, and join the Discord down in the description. Bye, guys. See ya.